Hi, I'm Joe Rossano. I have decided to go a little casual tonight, with a little less professional lighting, etc., to address an issue that has just come to my attention. And I want you to feel free to reply and let me know that this isn't true, that I have just lost my flipping mind. Okay, I need help here. It has come to my attention that there are college professors out there who canceled class. Okay, no, stop it, because it gets better. Tune in. Okay, put Candy Crush and Words with Friends down. Call your friends, tell them to tune in to Joe Rossano here real quick. In case you just joined us, college professors, okay, they get paid a lot of money, okay, not like, kindergarten teachers, college professors, okay, doctors, etc. Let kids off today, college, it's kids, to allow them to deal with the trauma surrounding the election. I mean, UConn too, Yale. I'm calling them out. Okay. Now, let me tell you, it gets worse. They are giving the students safe spaces so they can cry. Okay. They are bringing the students hot chocolate. Are you with me, brothers and sisters? And they are bringing in trauma dogs. Trauma dogs. Dogs that they can pet and all because they're sad. In the not so distant past, we stormed Normandy Beach, the frozen Chosin Reservoir. My brother took shrapnel in Quezon. Do you understand me? I gotta ask these professors and these knuckleheads crying about the election now, which I felt bad for you about 7 hours ago. What do you say to a parent of a child who found out they had brain cancer today? I mean, if a parent finds out that their 5-year-old has brain cancer, okay, get him a freaking trauma dog. No problem. Get him a trauma dog. A trauma dog. I mean, I'm sorry. A freaking trauma dog? Folks, listen. So we're clear. You ready? Just so I can hear you. Hillary Clinton doesn't give a crap about you. She's not your aunt. You don't know her personally. Okay? Look. I'm honestly, I did not vote for President Obama. Okay? But by golly in heaven. Okay? Neither did, a bunch of guys from the freaking Klan. Okay? But they didn't need trauma dogs. That's it. That's it. We had an election. Okay? Folks had their opportunity to go out and vote. For God's sake. I'm scared. Now I'm scared. I'm scared that, when I'm 70 years old, are these the kids that are going to be fighting wars? The ones that need trauma dogs? I call on parents in my age range. Help me here. Please don't get your kid a freaking trauma dog. Okay? Unless somebody hits your kid in the head with a freaking tack hammer. No more trauma dogs. I can't do it. I can't do it, folks. Again, look, I get it. I get it. Your candidate didn't win. I get it. But, I can't do this. For those of you just joining in, let me tell you what happened here, okay? college professors allowed their students not to attend class today so they can go into the safe zone on a college campus, okay, and cry over the freaking election. Bringing them hot chocolate and trauma dogs. And I repeat, trauma dogs. I'm a Christian man, and I've prayed for the Democrats who supported Secretary Clinton, that the Lord and his son Jesus Christ may cure their hearts. This trauma dog thing is killing me. You know, it's difficult for me, and I'll tell you why. You know, my father worked at Bethlehem Steel in Baltimore, Maryland. Many of you know, and I'm very proud to say I'm a son of a deceased steel worker. My father worked at Bethlehem Steel 40 years. My mother was a diner waitress. Okay? My father would cost 10 cents for him to take the bus to work in a tin mill at Bethlehem Steel. You know, that was before his lungs were full of asbestos, okay? When he made 14 grand a year. No, I'm sorry. He made about 6 grand a year at that time. You know, my father dropped his dime one time in a crack in the sidewalk, and he couldn't even borrow a dime from somebody. You want to know why? Because they didn't have a freaking dime. My father had to walk from Highlandtown to Sparrows Point, approximately 12 miles to work. And now we are in a situation where kids can't go to school because of election results. Get a grip. No, right now, liberals, knock it off. I'm telling you, I've reached out to my Republican friends and told them to extend an olive branch to you, and you're making me look bad now, and I don't like that. Okay, the Joe Rossano show, for those who watch me, okay, the 6 viewers I have, no, the thousands of viewers I have, and thank you very much, they come to me for the brutal honesty, and you're going to get it here. Okay, college professors, they should be fired for this. What are they teaching these kids? What are they teaching them? Can somebody tell me, out in the workforce, out here in the real world, where I can find the freaking safe space? Where? There isn't one. And the only thing that safe space ever does is invites the worst kind of element into it. Look, I've spoken to professors now, okay? I've spoken to college students. You know what goes on in a safe space in college? I'm going to tell you, folks, because our kids are headed there, okay? Black Lives Matter, okay? Far left liberal zealots, okay? Spewing hatred about those they disagree with. That's what... Send your kid into that safe space knowing that. And if you're on the far left, I'm sure that's fine by you, okay? You're supposed to go there to be able to talk about your sexuality and your religious beliefs and everything else. But I imagine the skinheads and the Klan aren't allowed in there. And that's just me thinking out loud here. You know, over the past few days, I'm trying to unify everybody. You know, I get it. I know that, you know, this was an election that, you know, let's look at the good news here, okay? A lot of people got really engaged in this election, okay? Folks who didn't give a crap about politics actually care now. I'll guarantee that there's going to be a lot more people watching the news, engaged in our government, than there ever were. I'm going to give you an example, okay? My brother is in his 60s, okay? He fought faithfully in Vietnam so I can do this, so I can be a moron, okay? Is this what he suffered for? I would have told him not to go. Do you know, during World War II, if a guy was dressed like me, do you want to know what they said to him? Soldier, you're out of uniform. You know why? Because every guy was in the frickin' service fighting. Ted Williams left the Red Sox to go fight the war. Do you understand that? Elvis Presley joined the frickin' military, folks. Have I just walked into the seventh circle of the frickin' Twilight Zone? Again, Ted Williams left the Boston Red Sox to go fight in World War II. And you want to know what women did? Do you want to know what women did? Women left the households, went to factories, and manufactured war parts. Tanks, missiles, wheels that went on the airplanes, propellers, bullets, guns, while men went off to war. And now, college professors are letting kids off school today to cry because Clinton didn't win an election. Bringing in trauma dogs. I mean, I gotta say it again. Trauma dogs and hot chocolate. Somebody better straighten this out. Because I can tell you right now, okay, and I don't care when anybody, if Donald Trump would have lost the election, I mean, people would have been like, oh man, that sucks. That's a shame. I wanted him to make America great again. Big league. Very quickly. And that would have been the end. Oh, shucks. Because you got to remember, look, for reasons of the down-to-earth stuff, the brutal honest stuff, when President Obama, Barack Obama, won in 2008, 2012, there was a faction of white people that lost their flipping minds. Okay? Oh my God. The Black Panthers are coming to get us now. I'm telling you. They thought the country was completely lost, that every black man on earth was coming to kill all of us. Well, guess what? I'm still here. He was a president. Barack Obama was a president, was a Democratic president. He was no different than Jimmy Carter except his skin color. Okay? I mean, he wanted rich people to fund poor people. He was no different than anybody else. None whatsoever. But we're going in a weird direction now. Okay? My daughter, your son, folks, listen up. Folks in my age range, folks that got kids, when they go off to college, I don't care where you send them. Send them to St. Joe. Does not matter. I am telling you right now, folks, they are going to be educated and indoctrinated by far left liberal zealots. So if you don't want that to happen and you want them to go to college, you better straighten that out now. You better talk to them. Look, I want us to unite. I want us to be friends now. I want to stop this. Black people don't like white people don't like black people, when in reality, outside of the mainstream media, can I ask you guys something, please? Give me some comments here. Throw some likes across there. I like when those little things start flying across. Click the like button for me on this one, if you agree. Do any of you go to a convenience store or to the mall or something like that? And do black people hurt any of you? Seriously? I mean, are black people chasing you home with, Black Panther berets on? And to the black people, African Americans, and I know you like me. I'm a city boy from Highlandtown. I got a lot of black friends, and if you're watching, I know you like me because a lot of you told me I was your favorite white boy. Hey, man, I'm with you, Joe. Or when you're in the Red Lobster, okay, or the Olive Garden, whatever the case may be, and it's primarily white, and there's maybe you, your wife, and kids, and then there's maybe another table, 6, 7 rows away with, you know, 2, 3 other black people. Are white people chasing you out in the parking lot with a bed sheet on? Did you wake up this morning with a burning cross in your yards? I got to tell you, you know, look, I interviewed Mickey Coachella a couple weeks ago from 98 Rock, Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. to midnight, 7 p.m. to midnight, 98 Rock, Mickey Coachella. I had to put that in there. Folks, you know, Mickey said what I agree with, that there is still some racism out there. Sometimes, okay, a white guy and a black guy go get a job, and if the white guy has his say, the white guy will get the job, and the black guy won't. And that's a shame, okay? However, again, seriously, think about this. I see black people every day. I went into a McDonald's the other day where it was 25 black people and me, okay? I was a lonely white boy, and I tell you, folks, none of those black people hurt me. None of those black people came at me with like, "What's up, cracker boy?" None of that stuff. You know, when they walked past me, they said, "Excuse me." When I walked out, you know, black guy walked out ahead of me, just, you know, held the door open so I could walk out, and vice versa. I mean, I don't see where it's so bad. But what I'm concerned about is the youth, the so-called millennials. The millennials back in the day went to Vietnam. Okay? They went to Iraq. They went to Afghanistan. They didn't know Corey Garrison from martial law just came in. Corey, let me tell you what just came to my attention, brother. Do you know, brother, that college professors let kids off school today so they could cry in the safe zones? And they brought in, this gets better, they brought hot chocolate and trauma dogs. Trauma dogs for 22-year-old freaking college kids. You know, or the 25-year-old college kids that are still on their parents' health care plans. You could be 26 years old and be on your parents' health. I know 26-year-olds that got 3 kids. So, in case you came in late, okay, let me tell you why I went live here. Just kind of wearing my hoodie. Is, again, breaking news. Universities such as UConn, University of Connecticut, Yale, colleges across the country decided not to take roll today so they could let the college kids out of school today to cry over the election results. Bringing in hot chocolate and trauma dogs. I mean, no wonder why this country's so effed up. I mean, no wonder why I sound like my father now. There was a day, you know, hey, man, I partied. I stayed up till 6 o'clock in the morning. Lane Frank, you just joined us. You were with me. Okay, you and I stayed up till 6 o'clock in the morning. We didn't go to sleep at all. And we weren't in tune with this kind of thing. Lane, if you're just joining us, brother, you know, and I just want to repeat again, universities across the country have allowed the college students to miss class today, not take roll, to go into safe zones, to cry over the election, bringing in trauma dogs and hot chocolate. Fire some of these professors. You know, sometimes I wonder when you watch the mainstream media, because that's where all the racism is. You know, white lash. Donald Trump won the election because of white lash. That's what Van Jones said on CNN. Well, come on to Joe Rossano show, Van. You know, African American versus a white guy. Come on. Let's debate this. What happened in 2008 and 2012, sir? Was that blacklash? President Obama, even though he's biracial, let's call him African American for this conversation. Who do you think voted for President Obama? Let me get real close here, because I want you to hear this. White people. That's who voted for the president, for President Obama. White people. Because for every one African American, let me give you some education here, folks. For every one African American, there are 7 white people. 7. African Americans make up 13% of the United States. So if every single African American of voting age voted for President Obama, and every white person voted for John McCain or Governor Romney, the whole entire map would have been red. Verizon coverage would have had nothing on that map. White people voted for President Obama. So don't give me this white lash nonsense. Okay? Look, what I have done in the past couple of days is I'm trying to unite the left and the right, liberals and conservatives. I want us to be friends again. I want to unite our brothers and sisters. If we are attacked from a foreign nation, we all get attacked. But college professors allowing college students not to go to school today or not to go to class, let them go in safe zones and cry over election results while giving them hot chocolate and bringing in trauma dogs. I can't do it, folks. I can't do it. That's too much. I challenge Democrats, folks on the left, without bringing up Donald Trump, because we all know what he said, grabbing women by the you-know-what, okay? Yeah, calling women pigs and I gotcha. I know. Just do me a favor, don't bring up Donald Trump for 1 second. I am dying for just one Democrat, one liberal to answer this question. It is a well-known fact, Democrats will tell you this, that the Secretary and former President Clinton were involved in corruption of the highest level, and that she had a very serious dishonesty problem. Why didn't that bother any of you? You know, you want us to assassinate Donald Trump because he made some comments that were less than desirable, but the fact that she took money from Haiti, poor people in Haiti, and then gave contracts to her husband's friends while she was Secretary of State is corruption. Why does that not bother any of you? Her daughter used money from the Clinton Foundation for her wedding. Why does that not bother any of you? That bothers me, because the level of corruption is not just the Democrats, it's the Republicans too. And you know, Donald Trump said, let's drain the swamp, he had me at hello. Now I noticed more and more of you were starting to join in here, so let me tell you why I came on. Again, college professors, including the University of Connecticut, UConn, Yale, among others, are allowing students not to participate in class today because they are traumatized over the election, bringing them hot chocolate and trauma dogs. Wow. while kids their age are getting shot in the face in Afghanistan and Iraq. Shame. And it's, what kind of parents do these kids have? You know, somebody put on Facebook today is, Donald Trump is making my daughter feel insecure. That's your fault. Yours. My daughter doesn't feel insecure, and you want to know why? Because I raised her properly. My wife raised her properly. Do you know when Michelle Obama said sometimes men at work get a little too close? They make comments when you're walking. Do you know what my wife, my daughter, and my sister would do if a guy got a little too close? Okay? Punch him in his freaking face. There. You want some good advice for your daughters? If a guy gets too close and tries to touch your genitals, pepper spray him. That'll teach him. If anybody depends on Donald Trump, Barack Obama, Ronald Reagan, okay, John F. Kennedy, or George freaking Washington to make your daughters feel better, you're in freaking trouble. That's your job. That's not President-elect Trump creates jobs, okay? Puts things in front of Congress for the tax burdens, regulations, etc. Folks, he's not in office to make your daughter feel better. I mean, what time does that start? Okay? My daughter feels good because myself and my wife, much to my wife's credit, because I'm a moron and she's real smart, raised our daughter to feel good about herself. That's why. Don't depend on Donald Trump to make your daughter feel good. That's your job, parents. That's your job. If my daughter feels bad, that's on me. If my daughter goes to the strip club and dances to Motley Crue records, it's because I screwed up. It's got nothing to do with Donald Trump. Okay? If a man thinks he's a celebrity and thinks it's okay to touch your genitals, pepper spray him. Punch him in his face. Call the cops. Pick up a brick and crack him in his skull with it. But hearing that these college professors are allowing kids off college today so they can cry in a safe zone while petting trauma dogs and drinking hot chocolate, I can't do it. That's too much. I mean, seriously, some of you may not have heard this comment earlier. Ted Williams, Hall of Fame baseball player from the Boston Red Sox, left the Red Sox, okay, cut into his career as a Hall of Fame baseball player to go fight in World War II. Some people say, where have you gone, Joe DiMaggio? Do you know what I say? Where have you gone, Molly Ringwald? Okay? Even in the 80s, it was a hell of a lot better than it is now. Well, kids, I'm going to let you off today. I realize that you're traumatized that this disgusting Mr. Trump won the election. So we're going to bring in some trauma dogs, and I'm going to get you some hot chocolate. They should be scalded with that freaking hot chocolate. Shame on those professors. Shame on those professors. One of my liberal friends just joined in. Let me tell you where I'm at here. Okay? I understand that, there is a level of disappointment over the election results. I get it. And there were a lot of people who were very upset when Barack Obama won. I know some of them, okay, that were really upset over it. But what happened, again, in case you just joined us, college professors at places like Yale and University of Connecticut, etc., didn't take roll today to let kids go into safe spaces so they could cry because Donald Trump won an election, okay? And they let the college kids off today to go into those safe spaces, cry, okay? Bring in trauma dogs and hot chocolate. Wow. That's what our society has become. A friend of mine just joined. His initials are CB. I love you. You know that. And let me tell these, let me repeat what I said earlier. Stick with me, CB, CLBJ. Don't tune out yet. Stick with me 1 second. What I was telling everybody is, look, I went into McDonald's the other day, 25 African Americans and me. I was alone, okay? Man, I was a lonely white boy. No black people hurt me. None of them insulted me. The Black Panthers didn't try to jump me in the parking lot. That's on the news. I'm not here to say, you know, white people aren't hurt. No, black people are not hurting white people. Unless you watch MSNBC or some idiot, you know, freaking some redneck tries to hurt a black guy. But I can tell you right now, the climate between African Americans and white people, it's not that bad. Again, if you're an African American and you're at a restaurant that's primarily white, come on. Are white people calling you the N-word? I sure hope. And if they do, let me know. I'll defend you. I'll come there and stop it. And on the flip side, black people they're not trying, none of them tried to hurt me. They were very polite. I mean, and, you know, that doesn't shock me because they always have been. I mean, I've gone to a lot of places that were, you know, primarily African American, and none of them hurt me. None of them. I never thought I would see the day when I said it's the media. It's the media. It is the media. Because they're not hurting us. And we're not hurting them. I want to see unity now, okay? Trump won. I know a lot of you don't like it, but let me tell you something. The liberals, the Democrats, they're our brothers and sisters. They're Americans. And we're never going to win anything. We're never going to make America great again divided like this. We need African American friendship. We need Mexican American friendship. We need white people and black people to be harmonious and friends and working together. There you go. You want a more perfect union? That's one right there. But college professors allowing, and let me repeat, allowing their students to go into a safe space and cry, bringing them hot chocolate and trauma dogs because Donald Trump won an election, is absolutely and positively disgusting. That's irreprehensible. I call on you to write a letter to the dean of these institutions, Yale, UConn, just to name a few, and demand that they stop babying our youth before they get somebody killed. Which is tell them to get an M16, join the freaking service, and go fight ISIS. Instead of petting a trauma dog because of a freaking election. Donald Trump won the election, that's it and that's that. MIT is another one. It was a landslide. Look at the Donald Trump won Wisconsin, folks. Michigan. Pennsylvania. Okay? George W. Bush didn't win that many states. Okay? So again, stop babying everybody. It's destructive. I want to one more time repeat this. Breaking news. College professors all over the United States today allowed students not to attend class due to being traumatized. the election of Donald Trump, giving them hot chocolate and bringing in trauma dogs. Corey Garrison. I love it. Stop mentioning trauma dogs. The one I got from 7-Eleven was awful today. It gave me trauma really bad. And that's Corey Garrison, Martial Law, best country bands on earth. Wanted to mention that because, let me tell you, he's really good to Joe Rossano in the Joe Rossano show. Eddie DePaula, Saturday night, Looney's Pub, straight shooter. Thank you, Eddie. And you and Corey Garrison. Corey, you're a patriotic American. I am proud to call you and guys like Eddie DePaula friends. You guys are patriots. Corey stops his shows, folks, stops his shows to do the national anthem while holding an American flag. And he doesn't kneel. He stands up. God bless you, Corey Garrison. Everybody, next time you get a chance to go see Straight Shooter, you get to go see Martial Law, do it. Do it. Tomorrow night, going to see the American badass himself, Brian Bourne, from Under the Covers. I love you, Brian Bourne, at Looney's Pub. So, sorry, folks. I guess you can consider this a rant. You know, generally I'm a lot more professional. But seeing posts like parents saying my daughter feels bad about herself because of Donald Trump, I just can't do it. I just can't do it, folks. If your daughter feels bad about herself, parents, it's up to you to make your daughter feel better. It's up to you to make your son feel better. It's not up to Barack Obama, Jimmy Carter, or Donald Trump to make your daughter feel better. And CLBJ, I don't want to mention your name. Hey, you know what? There are fathers that can learn a lot from you, CLBJ, CB. I love you, man. I love you. You're awesome. That's right. And you know what? Your daughter feels great about herself. Your son is a gentleman of the highest caliber because of you and your wife, not because of Barack Obama or Donald Trump. Your daughter just graduated college, has a job, and is her own woman because of you and your wife, because of the good father that you were, and the good mother that your wife is, and the good father that you still are. Kids, or folks, spend some more time with your kids. Explain to them that unfortunately bad things happen out there, and stop crying over elections when people are suffering from cancer, where there's 5-year-olds getting cancer treatments. Okay? I can't do this. This is ridiculous. Okay? There are 22-year-old guys driving tanks. Okay? Carrying M16s so we could be free. So get out of the safe space, little college kids. Stop crying. Put the hot chocolate down. Pull up your big girl and big boy panties. Stop petting the trauma dog. And grow a set. Joe Rossano. For our producer, Carol Brown, one of the most fantastic men on earth, and who has 2 children who feel wonderful about themselves because of him and his wife, my Producer Tom Davis, great guy. Great, he has a great wife too. And they treat me wonderfully. And if you and Donna are watching, doesn't go overlooked. I know sometimes we may not agree on our political beliefs, but we stay friends anyway, and that's the way it should be. No matter how that election went, would not have changed the way I felt about either of you. So, do me a favor, folks. Wednesday nights, 7 p.m., check me out on the Joe Rossano Show. It's pretty good. And I want to thank you also very much for taking the time out of your evening before the Ravens game, because I see more and more of you are joining. So once again, and for the final time, sorry, Corey, breaking news. Pretend I got a lot of money and this is flashing across the screen. Colleges such as MIT, UConn, Yale, among many others, did not take roll today to allow students to enter the safe zones, to cry because of trauma over the election, giving them hot chocolate and bringing them trauma dogs. The kind you can pet if you feel real bad. You know, I used to let my daughter pet our dog when she was 4. So, tell your kids to stop being what Donald Trump said you could grab if you were a celebrity, which he didn't even mean that. Grow a set, okay? And ladies, if a guy gets too close to you, or he makes some comments to you as you walk down the street, do me a favor. Pick up a freaking brick and hit him in his freaking head with it. You know why? Because that is what I tell my daughter, okay? If some guy gets a little too close to my daughter, oh, please get close to my daughter so you're in pepper spray distance, okay? Once again, 7 p.m. every Wednesday night. Producers Carol Brown, Tom Davis. I'm Joe Rossano. God bless you. And God bless what I hope to soon be the United States of America. Thank you very much. And we'll see you next time.